Alrighty, we are back for part 2 today. Um,
Woohoo!
so you ask Maeve if she has anything in particular, and she'll think for a moment, and then dart off and come back with a little tray holding 4 rings, which she'll put in front of you. One is styled to look like a bird's feather that sort of wraps around a finger. One is styled like a simple band of gold with a blue gemstone on top of it. One is a silver band with blue sapphires that go all the way around the entire surface of the ring. And one is gold, but it has been styled to be wavy, almost as if the edges of it were taking on the form of flame. And she'll kind of go, magic rings. Normally I would charge quite a bit for these, but I like you all. So let's say 450 per ring, 750 for 2 of them.
What did the magic rings do?
She lifts up the one that is shaped like a feather, and she'll go, Ring of Feather Falling. When you have this ring on, you descend 60 feet slowly per 6 seconds. Rather than falling like a rock, you waft down to the ground like a feather and take no damage because you fall slowly and gently, no matter what distance is.
That'd be
Okay.
great for jumping off cliffs.
Would be.
She lifts the one that is the simple gold band with a blue gemstone, and she'll go, a ring of jumping. When you have this ring on, you can cast a power upon yourself once per day that will let you jump 3 times as far as you can normally jump. Great for making it across chasms, through dangerous pits, from one tower to another. Essential companion for most adventuring parties. She'll hold the silver one with the gemstones that run all around the surface, and she'll go, a ring of water walking. That one is fairly self-explanatory. When you are wearing it, you can stand on and move across any liquid surface as though it were solid ground.
That's huge.
And finally, she'll hold the one that is patterned like fire and go, a ring of warmth. While wearing this ring, you have resistance to cold damage, and you and everything that you are wearing and carrying is unharmed by temperatures as low as minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Which I believe is, in the sensible parts of the world that use Celsius, Beth, considered fucking
No,
cold.
not Celsius is awful. It is the worst.
No.
And then
Makes
the
sense.
stream
Way too
came
much
to an
rain.
end.
Works for water, works for us. Anyway.
Yeah.
But the point is that she will sort of go, with this you could walk to the very, very top of the world in the deepest parts of the diamond wastes and not be affected by cold.
God, those sound great.
Yeah, they do sound really nice. They're still pretty pricey.
Here's what I would say.
Trust
I
me,
think
and this
the
is
most
with a friend discount.
I understand.
the most useful, especially for what we're about to do, would be the water walking one. I feel like that is pretty solid. We could just get that, still get some potions, and be on our way. Unless one of the other rings appealed to the rest of you, maybe? The feather falling seemed pretty nice.
Featherfall did seem kind of nice, but
That would only leave us 50 gold to get one singular potion with.
Then we might not
Yeah,
buy
and then we'd
passage
have
onto the ship,
no
and we might have to
money.
water walk all the way to.
As we piggyback on
Yeah,
whoever
yeah.
gets the ring.
yeah.
Tricky. I think they all sound really cool. The water one sounds. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, but the most relevant for now.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Money wise.
Yeah. It's, I mean, if we get the 6 potions and 1 ring, that's 750.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that you
So
have
we'd have-
815 total.
Yeah.
815 total.
Yes.
Great.
I also just DM ever so slightly tapping the steering wheel.
Yeah.
You have not yet talked to this person with the ship. You do not know
Yeah,
how
we
much they
don't
might charge
know.
you for passage.
Yeah.
Maybe we stick with the.
And also,
Maybe we stick.
Maeve's store does not, you can come back tomorrow, you can close, you can,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're probably not going to leave immediately
Yeah.
once we talk to this guy.
Let's talk to the guy, and then for stream purposes, we can just be like, and we go back to Babes and we buy this.
Sure.
Good plan.
Yeah.
Cool.
Maeve, we have a quick detour to make, but we'll be back very soon after we understand how much money we truly have to play with here.
She'll go, all right, but if someone else comes in and nabs that ring of feather falling...
Look, we've all applied for apartments. We get it.
Yeah.
The ring that you want to think about tonight is the ring that someone saw yesterday and wants to buy today. I'm just saying. Ugh, I felt dirty
real.
saying that. Even
Too
in
real,
character,
too
yeah.
real.
Real.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
man.
go. Let's go talk with
Yeah, let's
boat
go.
boys.
Okay, thanks,
see
Dave.
what we're
Bye.
figuring off.
Yeah.
Take care,
But
folks.
you hold on to that sword for Helena.
Yeah, one day.
The moment that someone comes in with 55,000 gold, it is out of here.
55,000.
That's more than why I got into this in the We're never getting that sword. It's okay.
Yeah,
Come on, let's go.
Maybe we'll find a better sword somewhere.
Right.
All right. To the boatman.
Alrighty. It takes you a little bit of time, but not too long, to make it over to the Hilltop Rest, the other inn in town, aside from the bougie one where you guys stayed the first night that you were
Had
here.
such a great time.
Yeah.
And it definitely gives you strong vibes of, if you're not a rock climber, there's not a ton to do in this town. So all of the directionless, aimless youth especially go and hang out in this place. Because yeah, kind of a lot of young people, a lot of tables where people are arm wrestling, a lot of just kind of, rowdy conversations, a lot of kind of clumsy flirting along the edges of the bar. But as you walk in, you do see towards the back of it a pool table where 2 elves and a dwarf are playing pool. And as you come in, you sort of see the dwarf hit one of the balls, and it just quickly goes into the hole, and the elves' shoulders drop. They shake hands with him, they hand him some money, and then leave as he kind of stands around, applying a little bit of chalk to the end of the pool cue. And Mike, instantly you're that's our guy. He is dressed in kind of, a studded piece of armor, but underneath him are wearing robes that are very common in Kelmoltron. He is sort of, he's the only person here that in any way looks like they came from Kelmoltron. And you also notice 2 things about him. One is that he has an eye patch covering his left eye. The other one is what, Emma? What do you notice about this dwarf?
I think he has striking red hair and a red beard.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is what you see as you enter this rowdy bar.
Okay. Satus.
I feel like we want to go up and talk to him, right?
Is that him?
That's definitely him.
Okay.
That's got to be the guy. So, I think we find our moment. We talk to him and see if he'll help us out, give us some passage.
Great.
Yeah. Okay. And it looks like he's playing pool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty bad at pool.
Well, I don't know how good I am, but at the very least, I'm good at talking, and I can talk to him.
Awesome.
Okay.
That was a nice shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems to be
Oh,
quite good
yeah,
at
he's
pool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's
looks like it.
Satus politely waits until this guy is certainly done, not in the middle of a shot, and then waits for the right moment to say hello and introduce himself and the team.
If you all want to play, I do 50 gold a game.
50 gold.
Oh,
Winner
we
take
were
all.
looking.
I put up
We were
50, you put up
looking-
50. We see who's the best shot.
Is it possible just to talk, or are you only a talk while playing pool sort of lad?
I can talk if the talking's good. If the topic conversation's interesting, I'm down to talk.
Well,
And
well,
if
we're-
the topic begins with someone buying me a rosemary mead, I'm even more liable to find conversation interesting.
You got it, friend. And Cal will go up to the bar and order him a rosemary mead.
Rosemary mead, someone says the bartender. Someone's trying to impress someone. All right. Just one?
Yeah. How much is it? How much do they go?
25 silver.
25 silver? Do you guys want one?
yeah.
Yeah. Four rosemary meads, please.
That'll be 1 gold.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you. Have a nice night.
Glad
Thank you.
that worked. Yeah, here you go,
Thank you,
guys.
Cal.
Well,
And for you.
cheers to interesting conversation, whatever it
It's an
might
interesting conversation.
Conversations.
be. Now, what can I
Look,
do for all of you?
Well, we have a particular journey we are hoping to go on. The best route to get there utilizes a boat, and we've heard from some folks in town that you might be able to help out in that area, might be heading to the same place or at least same area where we are. We figure let's sort of, make this make sense for everyone, and potentially we could work something out where you give us some passage to where we're headed, and maybe we give you a little gold as a thank you.
That sounds terrific. Absolutely. I have business that is taking me up to Long Branch over in the northern part of Eldra, but I'm happy to take on additional passengers on my way there, and if after that my ship is free for the chartering, so I'd be very happy to take you further than that. I just need to for sure make a stop at Long Branch.
Cool. Yeah, that would be great.
Where
There's Long
are you
Branch.
folks trying to get to?
We're trying to get to Null's route, and Long Branch is definitely a step in the right direction.
Ah, so it's all gotten too much for you all, and you just want to end it. You've decided that this life is just too much, and just want to go and get torn apart in the Diamond Wastes. You're finally calling it a day, huh?
Well, we just survived a climb up Mount Firmament, so we're looking for our next challenge.
Yeah.
So
The
so to speak.
beasts they got up in the Teldorath make Mount Firmament look like a stroll through a pleasant hill on the outside of town. But hey, look, it's none of my whatever, I'm just a guy that takes things from place 1 to place 2. So tell you what, I'd be very happy to take you to Long Branch for, say, well, if you have money for buying rosemary ale, let's call it 30 gold apiece. And then from there, I'd be happy to take the 3 of you up to Gnarl's route for, call it, an additional 100.
100 total or 100 each?
So 100 for the 3 of you. So if you want me to drop you off in Gnarl's route, you're looking at a grand total of 190 gold.
190 gold.
Okay.
Alright. Could we sweeten the deal by any chance? If
I love sweetening. Yeah, let's make it sweet.
if you like rosemary mead, clearly you've got a nice sweet tooth.
That's right. That's right.
But we could help protect you from any potential trouble that might find you.
Like what sort of
Uh,
trouble?
I don't know, but we're good at protecting people.
Well, I'm not too worried about trouble right now.
Okay. All right. All right. Do you mind if we confer? Just
Please,
real quick.
please. And you'll sort of see, as you kind of go to the side, a human woman comes up to him and puts some gold down on the pool table, and they start a new game.
Okay. What do you guys think? I mean, it's not the worst.
I think he'd take less, but now we look rich because of the rosemary and
Yeah.
The rosemary
Oops.
mead cost
It was
a quarter.
4 for 1. Yeah, 4 for 1. It was really not that bad. But
That's to be clear, within the world of the universe, that is an expensive brew.
right.
Like 25
right.
silver for a beer is, yeah, that's a nice beer.
It's a lot.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, unless you can think of anything else that we can do to bargain with him. I mean, we obviously we don't have the Maeve portal option anymore. I don't want
No.
her to get more burned.
no.
We need to get we definitely need to get there. Maybe how I wonder if he needs any assistance on his ship. Maybe we could do a sort of thing where we agree to maybe like even if we're just cleaning things around, taking care of some storage, any sort of mundane task he doesn't want to deal with. Maybe during the journey we're not just passengers, but we prove ourselves to be useful, and maybe he can bring that price down just a little bit.
It's a good idea.
That sounds good.
All right, then let's go and ask them. So then we'll walk back and we'd be like, okay, how about this? We definitely want to take this journey. We definitely want to go all the way.
Great.
We're a little tight on cash. Want to make sure that we're okay for, buying other things. We got to prepare for this journey. Obviously, you know how dangerous it's going to be. So
Of course.
How about this? The journey could take some time. We'll be on the boat. If there's a way where we could prove ourselves useful,
It won't
in
take
some area
long.
you need-
Like, we'll have you in the Teldorath in 7 days.
That's a whole week, and we could do many things around the boat. Whether we're cleaning up here and there, you're doing that. Oh, you didn't want to rearrange all your storage facilities, and you need someone to redecorate anything. Sew up holes in the sails. Anything that, anything that we could do to maybe chip in, be not just passengers but productive passerbys as well. Maybe bring that price down in exchange.
Quick timeout, 1 moment. Everybody roll me an intelligence check, please. Just a straight intelligence check.
Straight intelligence.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Got 13 plus 5 for 15.
Great.
13 plus 0 for 13.
All right.
4 plus 2 for 6.
All right. Cal and Helena, this does not occur to you. But Satus, as you are saying all of this, which we'll get back to in just a moment, inside your mind, you go, did he say 7 days? Like the number between 6 and 8? Because that is scandalously fast. Like, that is so fucking fast. Like, you would be expecting this ship, like a boat ride up to the Teldorath. You would be expecting something in the order of between 2 to 3 weeks. This is fast that he is offering to take you. To the point that it is fairly remarkable. But let's get back to like what you were saying, as opposed to this realization that you're having in your brain as you are talking.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll kind of go, sure. How much experience do you all have with boats?
I've been on them.
Yeah.
I also have
in a
been
capacity
on a
as
boat.
a midshipman, a bosun, perhaps,
These are certainly nautical words.
I
once
recognize.
met a boatswain.
Oh,
All right, look, gang. I appreciate the offer, but in my experience, it's better to have one pair of excellent hands than 3 pairs of hands that don't know a lot of what they're doing. So if it's all the same, I'd appreciate you leave the captaining to me, and you folks focus on the passengering, which seems to be your area of expertise, to be fair.
Sure. And clearly you are the captain because, I'm sorry, you said 7 days for this trip? That is
7 days.
alarmingly... How do you manage that? That is far faster than I would imagine the journey would take.
Well, it was an investment to get my air cutter, but ever since I got one of those, I can get places real fast. History check for a second, please.
Mm-hmm.
All of us, or
All of
just
you,
Satus?
please.
I got a 13.
I got, weirdly, an 18 plus 3 for a non-natural 21.
Lovely.
Amazing.
And another 4 plus 2. First.
Man, that rosemary ale goes to your head very fast.
Woo!
She's wondering if Maeve has a ball of rosemary to go with
Yeah.
orb of time.
I want an
Rosemary
orb
and
of
thyme.
rosemary. Rosemary and thyme.
Satus, you do not know what an air cutter is, but Helena, you've seen an air cutter. They are pretty rare, but you have seen one in the past. It's a new invention from the Solanese Navy, and it is now something that they are styling themselves as having a quote-unquote air force, because they have devised this system by which a certain special gas is used to fill a large balloon. And by careful use of machinery, this balloon is steered through the air with a small cabin of people underneath the balloon. What you are realizing is that this man is not the captain of a boat per se, but of something that we would call a zeppelin.
Amazing. So I will enthusiastically explain this to everybody.
Oh, so this is an airship.
Yes,
We fly
ma'am.
Oh, that's really cool.
So, 190.
So we should pay.
Teldorath,
Yes, I think.
we'll have you there in
Yeah.
We'll have you there in 7 days.
Sounds wonderful to us.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We leave first thing tomorrow morning. Here, you got a map? Let me show you where we are. We got, the Wayfarer is parked right over there. So.
Okay, the Wayfarer. Nice name.
Thank you. I'll see you there at 7 bells, and we'll have you folks up in the northern lands ASAP.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Thank you. Exciting.
Fantastic.
All right, which means that you now have 625 gold.
Okay.
All right, so we could
Excuse me, 624.
Right.
Oh yeah. It was
So-
worth it.
We could get a ring and then a couple of more potions, maybe not the full 6, but we could get still a good chunk, and I think that's nice.
Yeah,
The
you could get
question
3. You
is-
could get 3 potions with a ring.
Okay.
I think it's pretty good. Now, since we're flying, do we want the falling one? I still feel like the walking on water is the most useful in general.
I mean,
'Cause
it's
if
the
we-
coolest.
Yeah, if we come across
Probably.
if we come across a lake or something like that, anytime in the future, we can just be like,
Though
bang.
we are going to like the frozen wastes, right?
Mm.
So it's not going to be a whole lot of water there, probably.
Then there is that
Ice.
snow ring too.
As you are conferring all of this, Captain Severin will walk back over and go, I'm sorry, just to double check and make sure, it's the 3 of you, right? Like, you're going to be the full totality of the passengers?
That's the plan. Just the 3 of us and no other stowaways of any kind.
Cool. Roll me a quick deception check, Satus.
That
That's
rosemary mead.
That's a 12.
12 total.
Yes.
He'll go terrific, because they're the cabin area that you guys will be having. It's not very big, and yeah. Also, just to be clear, I need to be hauling some cargo up to Long Branch, I'm gonna ask you guys that you don't touch it, that you don't mess around with it, that you don't take any of it. If you do, we're gonna have a very real problem. But other than that,
Hey,
I think it'll be a nice leisurely cruise.
The cargo isn't raw meat, is it?
No, it's onions.
Great. Oh, okay, cool. Just wondered.
yeah. Tell you what, you don't touch our stuff, we won't touch yours.
You got it. All right, looking forward to it, guys.
Fair enough.
Fantastic.
It was
Right.
And he'll wander back towards the pool table.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I want a ring. I don't mind which one. I just want us to have more powers.
Yes. So here's a question. Do we have any healing potions at all?
I believe you are out.
I think
Yeah,
we're
I
empty.
We
think
are
we
out.
are
We're
out.
fully
Mhm.
out. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So we yeah. I agree. I think the walking on water one is the coolest.
Mhm.
And could prove very useful later on. But I leave it up. I don't know. I leave it up to the two of you.
I think walking on water is very cool. I do have a cap of water breathing,
Oh, that's correct.
just for different environments.
Yeah,
We do have that.
that is
um,
good to remember. And
And yeah, if that makes traversing water easier, then we could
could do feather.
we could go Featherfall or the snow if we
Or the
want
snow
protection,
one,
since we're
yeah.
about to head there.
That makes so much sense, doesn't it?
And it was any sort of cold damage, right? So in theory, any sort
Yeah.
of ice monster or magic wouldn't, any sort of ice
Yeah.
power would be thwarted as well.
While wearing this ring, you have resistance to cold damage. In addition, you and everything you wear and carry are unharmed by temperatures as low as negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It does seem like the most useful soonest, potentially.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then I think we'll get the ring that we know we need for the now, and then if we
And then we can
realize
hopefully come back and get other rings later.
exactly.
Good idea.
Who knows what rings
All right.
may come.
We go to Maeve's, we get the ice ring and however many potions we can get, and then we go.
Great.
Zip.
Back so soon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so you are getting the Ring of Warmth?
Yeah.
Yeah? Alright. So the Ring of Warmth.
That one also looks really cool. It's got the
Yeah.
flames on it and
Mhm.
stuff. That is pretty cool.
3 potions of healing.
And Satus, I wonder if you should start with the ring, because I feel like your dragon maybe will hate the cold the most.
I like that because it's anything you're carrying, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, souned good to me. Well,
I
thank
might
you.
have
I
to give you
appreciate that.
Volt to carry too.
Look, I'll take them all. My backpack can just have 3 friends in it.
Yeah. I think
Excellent.
that sounds good. I can always maybe make some fire to keep the rest of us at least from death, hopefully.
Let's hope. Yay!
Wonderful.
Yay!
Alrighty.
Right, and now we have 14 gold left
14 gold left. That's right.
to our names.
Just like where we love to operate.
Yay!
Yeah,
We're gonna get some really gnarly
This
horses.
financial planning business has really gone downhill.
Oh dear.
Financial planning with Satus.
Yeah.
Not your fault.
Cool. Where are we gonna stay tonight? Should we?
Well,
Oh, do we have tell me.
you can no longer afford the glowing rocks.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
You could
Yeah,
go
you're
back
camping.
to Hilltop Rest. That'll run you 2 gold a night. That's
For all 3 of us.
yeah, like to get a room, presuming that you're all okay with like staying in one room.
guess
Yeah,
we do
I'll
that.
I'll take the sofa bed. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh.
You may be
Um.
assuming a lot about the facilities of this room.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
the
assuming
words-
it's a Holiday
The
Inn
words
Express.
indoor camping may be more what you should be expecting, but the point is, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we go with that. I
Yeah.
fully plan to sleep for 7 days straight on this airship to take a full rest.
Spoilers, that's a little bit the point of this travel.
Yeah. Understandable. Cool. Yeah, I guess that's what we got to do unless we want to pitch a tent
No,
somewhere.
I think it's okay. We'll do the 2 gold and we'll be down to 12 and that's fine.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay. Any last things that you want to do in Cloudfall before we move on?
Well, maybe before we call it a night or before we leave the next morning, maybe we just check in with Maisie and say goodbye or something. Or maybe we already said goodbye.
I feel like we said our goodbyes.
Yeah, you're right.
Can we still contact Maeve remotely? Because I guess I'm wondering if we're ever going to see her again. I mean, we can get back here, but we're not necessarily going to do that, right?
I have I might not have a spell slot for it at the moment. Oh, I do. I have sending, which is the communicate telepathically with anybody essentially.
Oh, cool.
For up to 25 words.
I believe you
Yes.
also have sending stones. So if you wanted to, you could
Yeah.
leave one with Maeve.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's
that might not be a bad idea.
Let's go with
Yeah.
that. We'll leave Maeve a
Yeah.
stone when we are in the store, and then if we need to talk to her along these journeys, we can without having to keep burning spell slots every single time.
Yeah.
She
that
will
sounds
go.
good.
Fantastic. Please keep me posted of where you are and what is happening.
Will do.
Will do.
I think Helena would like to write a postcard to her family and fiance while we're here.
Terrific. Yes, because Cloudfall is within the Veldrin Empire. So
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
mail
that makes
service
sense.
would be one that you could use and be familiar with. Yeah, you were able to find the local post office without much trouble. If you want to, you can tell us what you are writing, or you can just know it for yourself.
Okay, so I'm just going to tell my aunt and uncle that I'm okay, and I'm going to tell Cynthia that things are taking longer with the whole money thing than I thought they would. But
I had
she shouldn't be
money,
worried.
but then we bought a ring. No different kind of
It's
ring.
very pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love her, and I'm being as quick as I can. That's all.
Great.
Don't want to worry anyone.
Alrighty. Anything else?
I think we're set.
Just want to make sure we're fully stocked on meat for our buddies.
Yep.
Okay, good.
It's a little bit hard to go to sleep that night, just because if there is something that this inn skimped on, it was everything, and that includes the soundproofing. So it's and the party under the stairs goes long. But finally you are able to go to sleep. Yes, Emma?
I was
Great.
gonna say, oh no, it's only. I was gonna try to cast thaumaturgy to have a nice soothing like noise machine sound happening in the room, but it
Oh.
only lasts for 1 minute, so I'd have to stay up all night to keep it going.
Just to like every 60 seconds cast it again and again and again.
Yeah.
Cal, you have another one of those strange, disconcerting, violent dreams.
Awesome.
It's still there. And the next day, you wake up and your Void Keeper now reads 184 days.
Okay.
All right. I think we get up and we get going, ready to hit the airship.
You follow Captain Severan's instructions and eventually arrive at this plane outside of Cloudfall, where indeed a much smaller than the one that you'd previously seen, Helena. Like, the one that you'd seen before was sort of a very large, kind of more militarized airship. This is, you know, the word that comes to mind is Winnebago.
Okay.
It is quite small, and, you know, the little compartment that is underneath the very big balloon barely holds a small room with 3 cots in it, and then another room that is presumably Captain Severin's, and then a small privy and a small common area that includes a small kitchenette. And the back half of it is just completely devoted to a cargo area. And then sort of around it is basically kind of like an open sky area with some railings to keep people inside. And as you arrive, you see Captain Severin loading the last of 3 large crates onto the ship by walking up a, like, little ramp. And he'll sort of wave at you all and go, "Good morning, good morning. Here, could you guys grab those and just, like, help me carry them up inside?"
Oh, sure, I'll grab them. And I do.
Constitution saving throw, please, Helena.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I get a 7 + 6 for 13.
Whatever's in these crates, it smells so pungent. It like, he said that he was carrying onions. This smells closer to rotting onions, and instantly your eyes are just watering. Like, it's just a very bad in-your-face smell.
Okay, oh dear, that's horrible.
Yeah.
But you carry the crate up into the ship, and you deposit it in the storage area, which is just reeking with this smell of onions. Just absolutely reeking.
So onions, huh?
What can I say? People of Long Branch, they love their onions.
I guess they can't grow their own.
They really love the ones from here. Gotta have those Cloudfall onions.
Got it.
All right, come on in. Get your stuff inside.
All right. And where are we staying?
You're staying in that little cabin right there. That's your area. Do whatever you want with it. Make yourselves at home. Lay out. It's all yours for the next 5 days to get to Long Branch, and then 2 days after that from Long Branch to Gnarl's route.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Cool.
Cool.
We'll be setting off in just a moment. So, yeah, everybody just make yourselves comfortable, and we'll be on our way in no time.
Great. I'd love to
Okay.
hear more about the onion trade.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
absolutely. Well, so the thing that you need to understand about onions is that they only grow in very specific temperatures. You have to farm them, you have to put them into the ground, and what follows is 2 hours of non-stop onion talk.
Non-stop.
Including as
Onion
he
chat.
unmoors the ship, pulls the ramp back inside, sort of closes a little gate in the railing to, you know, for safety, then begins to just kind of manipulate a little bit of the mechanisms throughout the ship. And it starts indeed to rise up into the air. And a moment later, you are on your way, and throughout the time, he has not stopped talking about onions. Quick Constitution saving throw from everyone, and then we'll get to whatever you're about to say, Cal.
Okay.
That would be a 6 + 2 for an 8.
All right.
14 + 5 for 19.
And
Wow.
Helena?
6 + 6 for 12.
Helena and Satus, you are both airsick.
Okay.
This is
Such a bad
a
room.
strange new experience for you. And you are very quickly feeling a little bit green. The
Oh no.
very pungent and extremely unavoidable smell of rotting onion does not help with anything.
Ugh.
This is horrible.
This is not great.
Yeah.
I'm still talking about onions.
But then the thing about it is that you can saute him, you can grill him, you can use him in a stew.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really know your onions.
Yeah, gotta love those onions. But the thing about it is you gotta transport him quickly, because if you don't transport him quickly, then you run
they
into
start to smell bad. Yeah.
Yeah. No, not like these guys. Like these are still good.
Okay.
Eventually, I assume that you guys extricate yourself from this onion conversation
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
and find yourselves back in your private cabin.
Great.
Your bags are all wriggling restlessly.
Yeah, I think we gotta let the kiddos out.
Volt especially will look at you, Cal, like, what is this? Why are we here?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Listen, buddy. We need to get somewhere else, and this was the fastest way to do it. Until you can fly and carry us on your back, this is what we've got to do.
He kind of growls in protest.
Yeah, I know. It's not fun for any of us. Here you go. Give him a little meat.
He looks at you with a face that says, "Don't you condescend to me,"
Yeah.
and then devours the meat.
Yeah.
Nice.
Understood. Yeah, do you think we're gonna be able to keep these dragons cooped up in here for a whole week without
Blaze kind of claws at the door.
Please stop it. I still don't feel very well. Please stop
yeah.
moving around.
Blaze, come on. I'm trying to wrangle all the dragons.
That's great. Thank you, Cal.
Yeah.
Very clattery.
Yeah. Do you think we're gonna be able to hide them the whole time?
I mean, we sure as heck have to try, don't we?
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
And,
Is
you know-
Severance is he the only?
He
Is
seems
he
to
the
be the
only
totality
other
of the
person?
crew.
The totality of the crew. Okay, great. Okay, good to know. Yeah. I feel like there were some questions we maybe should have asked before we did this, but what are you gonna do?
Don't
gotta
ask about the onions.
I'm not going to. Never. Okay. Well, here we are.
We could take it in turns, I guess. Two of us could go out and about. One of us could stay with all the dragons.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah. Keep him. We could say, one of us is not feeling well, or
True.
which may or may not be true. And, but yeah, that seems like as good a plan as any.
Works for me.
Does make me sad not to let them out into the fresh air a little bit. Maybe he sleeps sometimes.
That could be a
Probably
good time.
sleeps sometimes, right?
I would imagine.
Yeah. We could take them out at night.
Satus, you're from Kelmoltrin. Do people from Kelmoltrin
Yeah.
sleep?
We do. Indeed,
Yeah.
we do sleep.
Okay.
Great. That's a good start.
Great. Okay, cool. Okay, so we'll just take it in shifts, and when he is sleeping, we'll see if we can sneak the dragons out for a little fresh air.
The day goes by without major incident. Perhaps the most noteworthy thing, aside from the ability to go outside and take in the view, which is respectively majestic and stomach churning, depending on how you're feeling at the moment.
Yeah.
Aside from that, the most relevant thing that happens is that at a certain point, I think Cal comes out and finds Captain Severin making himself a little onion stew and onion soup, which he will offer a bowl of to you.
I think I'll take it. I'll accept it.
It's pretty tasty. The man knows his
All
onions.
right.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. This is good.
He will ask what exact business is taking you to the Teldorath.
Well, I have a good friend who is in one of the bands protecting folks from raiding
Raiders.
bandits, raiders. And I got a message from him recently that he was in trouble, and so we're heading up there to see if we can help.
He'll go, got it. All right, that's fairly legit. I assume
Yeah.
it pays well.
Yeah, he's gonna pay us pretty well, and he's an old friend, so I just wanted to help out. But yeah, we should hopefully leave it with some gold.
Excellent. Great. The machinery of the ship itself is fairly loud, you discover.
Okay.
So even just like stepping outside of your cabin means that you cannot hear anything that is happening within, which is good
Great.
because the dragons
Yeah.
get pretty restless pretty
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. Can I ask him like what his plan is for sleeping? Like, do you need us to take a watch or something?
Nah.
And
I'm gonna get the old Wayfarer on track. I'm gonna keep an eye on the horizon for a little while, and then a little bit after dark, I'll probably just call it a night and just leave everything tied off. Good thing about airships is
Okay.
that if something goes wrong, it's not subtle. It usually involves
Okay.
things like, hey, we seem to be falling out of the sky, which is usually the sort of thing that, like,
Oh.
wakes me up. So,
Okay.
yeah, don't even worry about it.
okay. All right, sounds
Yeah.
fair enough.
Sometime around midnight or so, I'll probably, take it sleazy.
Okay. Nice term, nice phrase there. So, okay, I might go get a little rest. I'm a little tired, so I might go
Go forth.
take a little
Yeah.
lie down.
Ask the other two if
Okay.
they want any onion soup.
I will. I will. I will ask them. Okay, so I'll head back and tell them what I've learned, including the fact that the onion soup is very tasty if they can stomach it.
Excellent.
So once it gets dark, maybe we can just test it out and see if we could let the dragons out for a little bit.
That sounds good. Yeah, I
Let's
like it.
do it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. How you feeling, Helena?
I'm not having any soup.
Okay. Understood.
Thanks, though.
You got it. You want a little bread?
Maybe.
Yeah, bread is good. It's good to settle your stomach.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
That night,
Wish we'd gotten that orb of time. That-
that night at a certain point, you hear a door slam as Captain Severin goes to sleep.
All right. While the Severin is away, the dragons will play.
Yeah, we should try explaining to them that we're going to take them for a walk, but they have to be good dragons.
Yes.
Nod,
And not fly. You can't fly away.
Or
nod,
be loud. Yeah. You all understand?
nod, nod.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh.
Okay. Have you all heard the phrase herding cats?
I have actually, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be harder than that.
I believe in
But-
our abilities.
Okay. All right. Shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Let's do it.
As you open the door,
Open.
I think the phrase is 3 small dragons burst out of the room and instantly begin to kind of
Yep.
run around the deck of the airship.
No.
And sort of,
Oh,
they
oh.
like scratch at a door, they run around.
Please.
Yeah. In spite of the commotion, Captain Arcturus Severin does not emerge from his cabin.
Well, that's a relief.
Thank
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
However, after a couple of minutes, Avanzada returns with an onion in her mouth and curls up and
no!
starts just kind of like chewing on the onion.
Oh no.
Does that mean she got into a crate?
Probably.
Okay.
Should we go?
Indeed, if you sort of
investigate?
poke your head back, you see the door into the storage area slightly ajar.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
let's go, I guess, see how bad the damage is.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the crates seems to have been clawed into. But there's still a lot of onions in there.
Yeah, maybe we try to rearrange it so it's like in the back so he doesn't notice.
Yeah. And I mean, if it looks like it was clawed into, we can say probably a bird got in there.
Or yeah, a
something.
rat or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Wasn't us.
Yeah, we don't have claws.
Nah.
You do that with no problem. Come the following morning, Captain Severin is quite congenial and friendly and does not say anything about any disturbance in the storage area.
Fantastic.
Good.
The days go by more or less in this manner. Helena and Satus, you both quickly overcome your air sickness as you get used to this unusual form of traveling. I think you spend a lot of time during the day sleeping and then are more active at night as you sort of let the dragons out and about. Captain Severin, I think, very quickly becomes, if anything, a figure to be avoided, as every time that you encounter him, he tends to go on another long-winded story about this, plant that he was taking from one place to another, or, this, incredibly amusing story about the customs in the Solanese city of whatever, that is not, in fact, amusing. So the greatest challenge during these days tends to be kind of doing the whole, what, I was in the middle of, well, but, I need, sure,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Wow. Yep.
The second night, your dragons do not return with any onions. I think perhaps because you do a more thorough job of kind of plying them with meat.
Yep.
Mm.
Okay,
Definitely, good idea.
And maybe make sure we're blocking off the storage room, or
Mm-hmm.
so they can't get in
Make
there.
sure they understand and can't steal.
Mm-hmm.
The third night, however, sometime around 4 in the morning, you spot Blaze, Helena, curled up back in your cabin, chewing on something, on what looks to be like a root stem.
A what?
Like a root, like a root of a plant, sort of a thing.
Blaze, what have you got there? Did you steal an onion?
Or did you steal
It
something
distinctly
else?
does not look like an onion.
What did you steal? And where from? Stop chewing that. Stop it. We've got meat and things. Have some cheese. Here. I'm going to try and get it off her.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll me a sleight of hand check.
Oh dear. Okay, I get a 6 minus 1 for 5. Okay, I'm going to really try and tug it.
That would, I think, just a straight strength check then.
Yeah. 10 plus 3 for 13.
You pry this root out of the dragon's mouth, and instantly it stands up almost as if looking to bound up in the air and try to grab it again, but its legs cross almost as if they can't take its weight. As they can't take her weight, and she sort of, plants back on the ground, clumsily tries to stand up again, and then lands back on the ground. And now that you can take a look at it, might be a good time for a nature check.
Okay. I get a natural 20.
Let's go.
That's nothing.
You've encountered Greyleaf in the past. It is very illegal in the Veldran Empire.
Yeah, that makes sense. Once again, smelly onions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It causes a euphoric feeling in people that consume it, especially once it is prepared in certain ways that enhance its natural effects. In vast enough quantities, it is known to be a hallucinogen. It is known to be very addictive. And in large enough quantities, also known to be dangerous to health. Um, in its raw, unprocessed state, you are not worried about Blaze having any long-term aversions. Like, they'll be fine. They might just be a little out of sorts for some time. But
Okay, good.
that is now a strongly illegal drug that you are holding.
Wow.
Great.
And Blaze, you're okay? You're not poisoning my
Nah.
baby? Oh.
Blaze kind of snaps her jaws up at you, almost as if going, I was eating that, give it back to me.
Oh.
Oh.
Can't just eat things that you find.
Yes, I can.
No. Oh. Okay, well, you stay there. Oh. Poor baby. Okay, so we have this. This is what's happening. I must say, he knows his onion cover story very well for someone who maybe isn't growing onions.
Yeah, he really committed to the bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we see if we can try to put this back or somehow hide the fact that she got into it?
You think we should put it back?
I don't know. I think it's worse if we have it with us.
Yeah, I see what you mean. There
Or
is
we could just
another
throw it
option.
over. We could just throw it over the side of the boat.
Yes. I wonder how much there is. I wonder if it'll be missed.
Yeah, maybe let's go take a look.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
investigate.
Let's investigate.
Roll me an investigation check, please.
Oh,
Mm,
imagine that.
that would be.
I got a natural 20.
A natural 20?
Yeah.
I had an 8.
I had a 4 plus nothing.
Lovely. Helena, I think that you're still a little out of sorts by the discovery. Satus, you look in kind of all the wrong places. But Cal, you are able to detect a box, and like the damage is much more subtle than the other one. But sort of towards the middle, you do find a box that has slightly different markings than all the other ones. And you see that the top of it looks closed, but if you sort of try to lift it up, you see that it's actually been pried open. And underneath it, underneath the lid, is a layer of especially pungent, actually quite disgusting onions. But already some have been moved aside, and you see that underneath that, it is a crate full of gray leaf.
Okay. And this like gray leaf root that Blaze got into, does it look like pretty chewed up?
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
probably shouldn't put it back.
I mean, you could just like put it like far in deep,
Yeah,
like you know,
really, really bury it under there.
yeah, like there's probably at least 100 pieces just like it in this box. It's a big shipment of drugs.
Okay.
So eventually someone will be like, "What the hell?" But chances are good that you might already be gone by the time that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Let's stick this really far down
Deep,
in
right?
there.
Deep, deep,
Very deep.
nice and deep.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
cover
yeah,
them
yeah.
over.
Yep, cover it. Oh god, it smells terrible.
I'm impressed no one suggested we steal any.
Oh, that didn't even occur to me.
Now that you mention it.
I guess we could have just folded. Well, no, I don't want the dragons getting into it. Again.
Yeah.
I personally, I mean, it's not great, but I don't really care what this guy's doing. But I just don't want the dragons to get into it again.
Yeah. Poor
So,
Blaze. Okay.
okay, so is there anything we can do to can we hammer this
Yeah, can we
crate
like
back?
stack another crate on top of it or something
that's a
so
good
that they can't get in the
idea.
top?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just stacking them. Yeah.
Mhm.
Stacking.
I think that either one of these are you could even do both. Like, you
Great.
know,
Yeah,
like
let's
these
do
are
both.
all
Let's-
very viable options.
Very quietly.
Good work.
Nobody
naming them all.
nobody interrupts your work.
Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Sneaking away.
Mhm.
You would really think that this guy would put a lock on this door.
Yeah.
Not that that would keep our dragons out necessarily, but
The next morning, you get back to the cabin and you find Avanzada and Volt kind of prodding Blaze as if saying, "What's wrong with you?" as Blaze continues trying to weakly get up, but always just kind of ends up face planting back on the
Oh,
ground.
come here.
poor baby.
You sit here.
But by the time that you wake up the next day, Blaze seems to be back to their regular self, if perhaps with a slightly more manic edge than usual. They seem to be running at about Volt levels of energy today, whereas normally they are one of the more reserved of the three dragons. But Captain Arcturus Severin does not say anything to the three of you. If he has noticed that anything is amiss, he seems to be keeping it to himself.
All right. We'll take it. We'll
Okay,
keep it. We'll
yeah.
just be cool as cucumbers.
Yep. Should we talk about what we'll do if he does notice? Like, do we come clean about the dragons? Do
I
we
don't-
just deny?
I want to make a quick point of that you have given me no indication that you are doing anything along the lines of learning how to fly the ship. Right now, you are entirely dependent on him for things like landing.
Yeah, for sure.
Just saying.
Unless there's a library on here with a book called How to Fly the Ship.
Yeah.
Your search does not yield any such books.
I did want to ask him about flying the ship, but he just won't shut up about the onions. It's impossible.
So the thing about these ships is that they're a really great way to
Yeah.
carry onions across the continent.
Yeah.
And the onion market is, sometimes they're up in Veldria and sometimes they're down in Soliana, so you have to be very aware of the demand for onion. What do you know about the onion market? Because this is not going to make any sense unless we really kind of just establish.
Oh,
and
jeez.
so on and
Oh,
so
okay.
forth.
Stand on the other side. Just for a moment.
And Cal looks back at. Oh, they left.
3 mind-numbing hours later,
Yeah.
Cal is freed of that particular mistake.
Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, I think maybe we've been asking, or Cal's been asking, like, little questions about how flying the ship works as an attempt at conversation that doesn't involve onions as much as possible. But is not like really interested in the ins and outs.
Sure.
Mhm.
Roll me a
The minutia.
straight charisma check.
Okay. Straight charisma. Ooh, that's pretty good. I'm pretty charismatic. 17 plus 4 for 21.
So I cannot properly explain to you how long this takes and how
Okay.
much you learn about onions. But
Okay.
in the process, you are able
Yeah.
to occasionally, successfully steer the conversation in the direction of what does that knob do?
Right. And
now an
okay.
intelligence check, please.
okay. Ooh, that's not quite as good. 11.
You are able to, by the end of the 4th day, you have a working basic knowledge about the basic materials at play here. You're not at all
Mhm.
confident that you could do something, but if Captain Severin had a heart attack tomorrow. You think that you
Right,
might
I
be
think-
able to kind of tinker your way through some basic steering of the ship.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But otherwise, we continue much as we have been.
On the 5th day, you arrive at Long Branch, which is a large, bustling city. And you have a little area in the docks where where the airship is able to kind of set down and moor for a while. And there are 6 or so fairly rough-necky sailors waiting. And the moment that you land, one of them comes up, briefly talks to Captain Severin, they shake hands, some bags are exchanged, and instantly the men start to unload the crates. Captain Severin turns to you all and goes, "We'll need a couple of minutes to unload the crates, and then I need to go into town and resupply. If there's anything you want to do in town, we'll be taking off in about another 3 hours. Otherwise, just hang out and make yourselves comfortable."
Okay.
Cool.
Thank
Sounds
you.
good. Yeah, enjoy.
All right.
Should we? Should
Quick
we
perception
go-
check, please.
13.
13 minus 1 for 12.
8.
Cal, you don't spot this, but Helena and Satus, you both basically see very quickly after these crates are unloaded. If there's 8 crates, the way that these sailors just straight up push 7 of them off the dock and into the ocean and only carry off 1 crate.
Oh, wow.
Oh
Yeah.
man, so wasted some good onions.
The smell had only gotten worse. They were definitely not what you
Okay.
would call good onions anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not that the ship doesn't smell like onions anymore, but it's definitely a lot better.
That's good. That's good.
I forgot what not onion smelled like.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to do in town, or are we just waiting for him to get back and pressing forward? Again, we can just kind of say that if you can go into town and quickly get some meat, quickly get some supplies.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we do
I think
basic.
it'd be nice to walk around a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
just
don't
do
have
the
any
basic
money.
stuff and hop back on.
All right.
Yeah.
And so then in time, the now onionless Wayfarer gets on its way towards the Teldorath. And already you can feel the air getting colder and drier around you as the ship begins to head towards the Diamond Wastes. And by the end of that day, as you look downwards, it's now mostly land rather than sea underneath you, and it is now mostly blanketed in snow. Let's take a quick break for 5 minutes, and then we'll be right back for the last part of today's session.
Alrighty.
Snow time.
All right, we will be right back, folks.